Now, I want to go to deepening concerns around the budget blowout. This is for the Brisbane Olympic Games. I mean, this has got a bit of Victoria written all over it as well. The 2032 Games boss, Andrew Liveris, this week warned the Queensland state government's original operating budget bore no resemblance to reality. I mean, here to chat is our Friday regular, former Queensland Liberal Premier Campbell Newman. Campbell, great to see you again. How can the Queensland government guarantee taxpayers this thing is not going to blow out of all proportions, the budget's going to blow up?
Well, they simply can't, Steve. And it also needs to be viewed in the context of a pretty bad budget position that only in the last few days we've seen in the media, the fact that the state could be heading for a credit downgrade. So they've got, in 2 years' time, a state debt of around $205 billion. This year alone, this current financial year, they will run, and they're meant to be an LNP government, they're going to run a $9 billion deficit. Now, when you then turn back to the Olympics, when David Crisafulli was first Premier, he said, as Premier, there'd be no new stadiums. Subsequently, he's embarked on building a stadium, and you know my position on Victoria Park, which is going to cost at least $3.7 billion, and that's not the end of it. There's going to be a lot more there. So there's also then the issue where they've decided to, for political reasons, which, they're politicians, to disperse the Olympics across the state. So in this vast state, that people across Queensland get a chance to, as they would see it, to actually go and see a Games event. All that is a very dangerous combination, and this is not what we were sold by the former Lord Mayor, Graham Quirk, who led the charge to get the Games on the basis that it was going to be an economical Games. It was going to be using existing facilities, and it wouldn't put the state into extra debt.
Well, 2032, we all want an Olympic Games, but, only if we can afford it. I mean, Sydney was great. Sydney never really capitalised on it, but it was a great Olympics. But Victoria tried to do this. The Commonwealth Games fiasco, you might remember down here, Daniel Andrews decided before a state election that it would be a good idea to dot the events all around the state in seats that he wanted to win. Then when he got the election, he won. He cancelled the Commonwealth Games. It cost Victorians $500 million not to hold them. Why would you spread the Olympics right across Queensland when, as you say, it's a massive state?
Well, Steve, I guess they're doing it for political reasons as well. And I don't think that's a particularly good idea. And perhaps that's what Andrew Liveris was sort of intimating when he talked about this in the media in recent days. I mean, I'd simply be just saying to the government, look, you really need to, right now, curb your ambitions in terms of what you're going to spend on this, because it will get worse. I mean, going back to Victoria Park, which I just alluded to, they will be spending, I would say, at least $500 to $700 million more just to improve the access to the site from the inner city bypass and public transport infrastructure. It is not going to be what they're saying it is. They've really bitten off a heck of a lot. And I think the Premier should be asking a lot of questions of the Deputy Premier, Jared Blay.